all my minifigs. I am Bman Lego Boy, and thank you very much for clicking on this video. And today I have another reaction for you. I'll be reacting to Bad Landlord Part 2, Marvin the POS. Yeah, I think we all know what that means. So guys, this is uploaded by the one and only Brewstew Films about 5 minutes ago by the time I'm watching it. So without further ado, we're going to get right into the video. But first, if you haven't seen the original video, it'll be down in the description below. And without further ado, let's get into the reaction. Playing in 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, Bad Landlord, Part 2, Marvin, the POS Landlord. Now, if you haven't seen my first cartoon on what it's like living with a slumlord, well, let's do a quick recap. Me and my friend Brewer lived in a duplex owned by Mark the landlord, not a very nice person, and he was known for constantly showing up unannounced for Gestapo inspections and letting his pillhead brother steal all my childhood toys out of the basement. And oh yeah, of course, he shut our water off, which forced us to use Mountain Dew to flush our poop down the toilet. All right, what a nice recap. Well, after dealing with all that, me and Brewer decided it was time to move on to greener pastures. And by greener pastures, of course, I mean moving to an even shittier house with an even shittier landlord. Hooray, hooray, hooray. Now, Brewer was the one that found this new place on good old Craigslist.com. Remember that website? Yeah, back then it wasn't just used for buying hookers and methamphetamine. I mean, it was mostly used for that, but you could also find houses to rent as well. So we make an appointment to check out a house that's in our price range, and that is where we first meet
Marvin, the piece of shit landlord.
Now, of course, we didn't know he was a piece of shit when we first met him, but he sure as hell wasted no time lying right to our fucking faces, let me tell you. Hi, I'm Marvin the landlord from, Pisshole Rental Properties. How you guys doing? Good, Marvin the landlord. Nice to meet you. You're not like one of those piece of shit landlords, are you? Oh, no, of course not. Me? No, I'm one of the good landlords. I tell you what, you boys couldn't have picked a nicer area. It makes Mr. Rogers' neighborhood look like a fucking crack den, I tell you what.
I'm... Given what happened in part 1, I'm very skeptical about what this guy is gonna do if he's so much worse than Mark the landlord. Ugh.
Look, right over there, there's old Mrs. McGillicuddy. Hello, Mrs. McGillicuddy. Lovely day we're having. I don't know who you are. She's got dementia, what can I say? Anyways, you guys want to go inside? So we got to look at this house, and you know, it's a piece of shit, but that's all right, because Brewer and I are used to living in pieces of shit. It's our natural habitat, after all. The only real problem that we had with the place was the backyard, because, well, there's a shit ton of garbage back there left behind from the last tenant. But according to good old Marvin the landlord, all of that would be cleaned up by the time we moved in. So, taking Marvin the landlord's word at face value, we agree to rent out the place. All right, looks like we got a deal. I just need you guys to sign this 2-year lease agreement, give me your first and last month's rent, a security deposit, your social security numbers, and if you could slice your hands open and make a blood pact not to fuck up the property, I can get you guys the keys by next week. So the following week, me and Brewer start moving all our stuff in, and we can't help but notice that the neighborhood seems a hell of a lot shittier than it did on our first visit. All of a sudden, there's like broken windows everywhere. There's like an active crime scene. Old Mrs. McGillicuddy's lying dead in the street and shit. The meth head standing there holding a machete and a Newport. The fuck you looking at, Four Eyes? Nothing? Oh, God, get in the fucking house. Yeah, I don't know what kind of David Copperfield shit Marvin the landlord pulled off, but presto abracadabra, suddenly the neighborhood is a complete shithole. But hey, guess what? We signed a 2-year lease. Looks like it's home sweet home for the time being. I thought Marvin the landlord said this was a happy place. Yep, I thought so too. I don't think he's one of the good landlords, is he? No, Brewer, I don't think there's such a thing. Well, imagine my surprise when a few days later, I'm leaving the house to go to work, and I see that my car has a slashed front tire, and the words, bitch, ho, are spray painted on the side of it.
What is the purpose of doing that? You don't know whose car it is. If you don't know who the person is, why would you do that to the car? Unless you're just doing it just because you like to do it? I don't know.
Oh, what have they done to my sweet, sweet Chevy Cavalier? But then I look a little farther down the road, and I see that there's another white car, very similar looking to mine, with all of its tires slashed, and many, many more bitch hoes spray painted on the side of it. Now, I'm no Columbo, but I'm guessing what had happened was, late last night, some piece of shit wanted to get revenge on his ex-girlfriend, but he was so drunk, he didn't realize he was vandalizing the wrong car until he was fucking halfway through.
Oh, wow. Okay, that actually might explain a little bit. Okay, nice. That's not gonna be a problem at all, now is it, living in a neighborhood like this?
Ah, fuck, wait a minute, this isn't a Dodge Neon. Whoops. So I decided to go ahead and give Marvin the landlord a call because, well, he straight up lied about how great this neighborhood was. Hello, pisshole rental properties. Marvin the landlord speaking. Yeah, hi. Just letting you know my car just got fucked 6 ways to Sunday out in the street. Oh, really? Sorry to hear about that. But, what's that got to do with me? Because you said this place made Mr. Rogers' neighborhood look like a fucking crack den, that's what. I did? Ah, well, that's weird. I've never even seen Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. Oh well, sorry to hear that. Bye-bye. And just like that, in so many words, Marvin the landlord told me I could go fuck myself, and it was none of his business. Well, needless to say, I had a real rootin' tootin' time that day, driving to work on a donut with my bitch homobile. Ah, dude, what the hell happened to your car? Shut up, Debbie, I'm a part-time NASCAR driver, sponsored by Bitch Ho Enterprises. Fuck off, leave me alone. Now, lying about the neighborhood being a shithole is one thing, but another thing that Marvin the landlord seemed to gloss over was the fact that the house was completely infested with rats.
Oh, no, not again. Wait, no. Is this, this is a callback to the previous story that he did where, what was it, rat hunting? Yeah, it has to be the same house that took place that they were living in during that story, if I'm assuming correctly, right?
Now, why was it infested with rats, you ask? Well, I don't know. Maybe it had something to do with the fucking mountain of garbage out back that was never taken care of. Now, you might have seen an old cartoon that I did 4,000 years ago about me fighting a bunch of rats over control of our household. But if you haven't, well, basically, these rats were our own personal shitty deadbeat roommates. They'd eat all our food in the kitchen. They'd use our fucking Netflix account without asking. You'd be trying to sleep at night. All of a sudden, a rat's trying to get you to co-sign on an auto loan for a used Honda Accord. Come on, man, my debt-to-income ratio's fucked. Just sign the bottom line. It's a good deal. Well, you can bet your ass that I called up Marvin the landlord to let him know about our little shitty rat situation. Hello, pisshole rental properties. Marvin the piece of shit, or Marvin the landlord speaking. Hey, Marvin the landlord. Guess what? We got a bunch of rats in this bitch. What? You got rats? Are you sure? Yeah, Marvin, I'm pretty fucking sure. Man, well, that's weird. I've never even seen rats there before. Oh well, sorry to hear that. Bye-bye. Hey, wait a minute, goddammit. Could you, I don't know, maybe send out an exterminator? An exterminator? You mean like one that costs money? Yes, Marvin, it's pretty fucking bad over here. Well, eventually, Marvin the landlord agrees to get somebody to come out to our house and deal with this goddamn rat situation. Well, imagine my surprise when a few days later, the doorbell rings. I go and open the door, and guess who's there? Not a fucking exterminator, I can tell you that. Instead, there's 2 rat traps left behind on the ground with a little post-it note attached to them. Good luck. Go get 'em, Tiger. Marvin the landlord. Oh, okay, cool. I guess we're the fucking exterminators then. That's neat. So after getting next to no help from Marvin the landlord, me and Brewer had no choice but to fight these rats all on our own.
Okay, I knew that they had to take care of the rats themselves. But what the hell? The landlord would not do anything at all except give them just a couple rat traps? Yeah, that's gonna do anything. Jeez, no wonder he claims this guy was even worse than the last one. That's awful.
Oh shit, we need an airstrike now! Bombs, napalm, fucking Agent Orange, who gives a shit? We need help! Again, if you want more details, go check out my old rat hunting video. Or don't, I'm not your dad. I can't tell you what to do. Just know that eventually, me and Brewer had to violate the Geneva Convention and use chemical warfare to poison all those fucking rats. Well, after dealing with that whole situation, me and Brewer were not trying to live in that house any longer. I mean, it's probably only a matter of time before that meth head out in the street breaks in and has his way with us. Do you guys want to buy some food stamps from me? Well, lucky for us, Brewer runs into a guy at work that has a rental property of his own, and he said that we could move in as soon as possible. So when Brewer comes home and tells me this, I'm like, hell yeah, let's get the fuck out of here. So I call up Marvin the landlord, and I'm like, hey Marvin, guess what? We're moving out next week. You can suck it. Whoa, what are you talking about? You guys signed a 2-year lease agreement, buddy. You're not going anywhere. Yeah, well, we're fucking breaking it. How about that? We done dealt with rats and meth heads, and somebody slut-shamed my Chevy Cavalier. We're done. We're getting out of here. Well, this little conversation quickly escalates into a screaming match over the phone. Marvin says something along the lines of us being pieces of shit and he should take us to court, and I say something along the lines of him being a slumlord piece of shit and he should go die in the street. Something along those lines. Well, eventually, Marvin gives in and he's like, you know what? Fine. To hell with you guys. You got a week to get all your crap out of my house. Goodbye. Fucking kids these days. Can't even deal with a meth head or a few dozen rats. Unbelievable. So after breaking our lease,
Gee,
Brewer
I
calls up
wonder
the guy from
why.
his work to let him know that we're good to go. Hi, it's me, Brewer. You know, the guy from Circle K? No, the other guy. You know, the guy that you think is weird, but you look past it because I give you free Polar Pops? Yeah, that's right. Hey, I'm just letting you know that we're ready to move in. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Oh, I see.
Uh-oh.
Okay then, bye-bye. He said he already rented that place out to somebody else. What are you talking about? Brewer, I just broke our lease and called Marvin a slumlord piece of shit. Yeah, you probably shouldn't have done that. Well, we are now in quite the pickle, and it's becoming apparent that we have one of two choices to make. We can either A, live out on the street and start smoking crack, or we can B, call up Marvin the landlord and apologize for, calling him a slumlord piece of shit. Well, at first, I was like, fuck it. We can live out in the street. I can learn how to smoke crack. It can't be that hard. But then I was like, no, I can't do that. I was a Cub Scout, for Christ's sake. I took an oath not to smoke crack. So once again, I call up Marvin the landlord, but you bet your ass I am not going to apologize.
This is something that everyone, I think, has to do. When you're trying to move to someplace, like if you're given an offer, before you make the call that you're gonna be leaving and moving to that new place, you have to make sure that new place is still available for you to move into. Because what these two just did was really fucking idiotic.
Hey, Marvin the landlord, it's me again. Guess what? We're gonna do you a favor, we're gonna stay here, and we're not gonna break the lease. What? Are you serious? You're gonna keep giving me money, even though I'm a complete and utter piece of shit? Yep, that's right, and it has nothing to do with us not having another place to live. You're welcome, fuck off, thanks for nothing. So in the end, I guess Marvin the landlord won the battle because we ended up staying in that shithole house. But you bet your ass, as soon as that lease was up, we got the hell out of there and moved on to greener pastures. And by greener pastures, I mean a halfway decent house with, believe it or not, a halfway decent landlord. Wow, look at that, we found one. But if you want to hear that story, well, you're just gonna have to wait till, never, because there really isn't much of a story to tell. I mean, there's no rats or meth heads out in the street. It wasn't fucking haunted. We didn't get a utility shut off. What can I say? Life's not always a goddamn M. Night Shyamalan movie, all right? So here's to you, Mark and Marvin, the pieces of shit landlords. If you're out there to this day still ripping people off, well, I hope your next eviction is a fucking nightmare, and I hope a sick cat pisses all over your carpets. The end.
Brewstew.com.
Oh, man. So, that was part 2 of Bad Landlord. Not quite sure what I expected, but wow, that was a wild ride. Yeah, like I said, you gotta be careful when you're trying to move someplace and all that. So, yeah. Boy howdy. Well, guys, thank you again so much for watching. Be sure to go subscribe to Brewstew Films and give him the love he so very much deserves. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out, all my minifigs.